Well, you're busy. Although I think, as I told the interns, Kitty and I had two rules from the day we were married. One was I was home for dinner at 6 o'clock at night for an hour and a half, without exception. And I mean it. I mean, those were very precious moments, not just for my family, but for me. Fortunately, it's a fairly small state, so you can move around pretty easily. I was the governor of Texas. It might be. And secondly, with three exceptions, no politics on Sunday. Sunday was family day. And again, very important to me as well as my wife and kids, because you're not very good to anybody if you're going 7/24. I mean, it just, that's no life. You need time to decompress, to relax, to think about some other things. And I found that very, very important. Having said that, I mean, you're going to be busy. And as I used to say to my people, if we can't run this state right with a busy 6-day week, there's something wrong with us. So I would, I worked 6 days, would kind of wrap up the week around 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. But remember, you're not doing it by yourself. I mean, so much of this depends on the quality and caliber of the people that you pick to work with you. And I think I had the best group of people that ever worked in state government. I'm very proud of them. They were terrific. They did great work for me. And they're so important, because this is not a one-man band here. I mean, you're running a large government with 65,000 employees. The other thing that's important, obviously, is developing a good relationship with your legislature. I did not do a very good job of that the first time out, which is one of the reasons I got tossed out of the place. And I think it's fair to say that my legislative relations were a lot better during my second and third terms, because it's all about collaboration and consensus building. I mean, you cannot by yourself do any of this. You need support, and you've got to build support in the community and with your legislature as well. And I had to learn some hard lessons the first time around on that, but when I came back to the State House, I think it's fair to say I was a much better governor because of that.
So how did you manage keeping connections with the people while you were governor? If you were so busy all the time with politics, how did you keep the people's mind?
Some people thought this was a gimmick. It wasn't, because I've been riding the T since I was 5 or 6, but I refused to have any security. I don't want to be surrounded by state troopers. I wanted them out chasing bad guys. I took the T to work, which I'd been doing all my life anyway. And since I'm a big mass transit advocate, it seemed to me kind of tough to say to folks, hey, I want you guys to dig into your pockets and pay for this new, expanded, modernized transit system, but I'm going to drive around a Cadillac. And it's amazing what you learn on the T as governor, both going and coming. I often said I learned more about my administration on the T than I did in the State House. But it's important to not to get isolated by the office itself. Not to be so surrounded with the trappings of the office that you aren't connecting with people. Kitty used to say to me, "Why does it take you so long to go to the supermarket and buy the groceries and come home?" I said, "Well, because people keep stopping." But I can't emphasize enough the importance of staying connected to the folks that are responsible for your being in office in the first place. And I think I was able to do that pretty well.